Hey, Bree.
Yes.
Pop quiz.
Okay.
Do you know how clouds form?
Of course. Moisture in the air goes up and then condenses into water droplets. Then we see them as clouds.
Well, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know why some clouds are denser than others?
Ooh, is it because of the amount of moisture in the air?
Actually, that is one reason.
Yes.
But moisture in the air also clings to pollutants in the air.
Oh.
And that can cause dense clouds.
That's why polluted areas have denser clouds.
Bingo! Actually, we can make a cloud of our own.
Really?
Using this bottle.
Ooh.
How does a cloud form? What happens to the air when it rises in the atmosphere? What makes some clouds denser than others? Let's find out.
Hi guys, welcome to Moonkung Simple Science. You know, when you look up there in the sky, you see them every day. That's right, I'm talking about clouds. We see them all the time, but you know what? Not many of us know how they actually form. So we're going to take a look at how clouds are formed today. Now, we're going to try to make a cloud inside this bottle. For a cloud to form, you need a couple of things. You need sufficient moisture in the air. You need air, obviously. And you need a temperature change. So let's do that in the first experiment. Now, moisture is always in the air in the form of water vapor. We can't see it, but it is there. We need sufficient water vapor in the air to make a cloud, so we can do that by pouring some water into our bottle. Put the cap on the bottle. Let's give the bottle a shake to get that moisture into the air. Now the second thing you need is a temperature change, and we can do that by pumping air into the bottle. Now as I pump more air into the bottle, I'm squeezing more and more air molecules into the bottle, and that increases the temperature of the air inside. Now in nature, when air is heated, say by the sun for example, it starts to rise and expand. So right now, the air inside is heating up and it's trying to expand, but it can't because it's in the bottle. And this is heating it. As you can see, we still haven't managed to create a cloud. We need something else. What we need is another temperature change. So let's do that now in the second experiment. We can cool the air down by releasing the pressure and letting the air out. Let's do that now. Okay, so as you saw, we've created a cloud in the bottle. How did that happen? When I release the pressure, air can escape the bottle. This means that the air molecules in the bottle have more room to move, which causes that air to cool. As the air cools down, the moisture that's also in the air condenses as it's cooling. It changes from water vapor or moisture into water droplets. And these water droplets are what actually create the cloud we see. This process is almost identical to what happens in nature. The rising air gets bigger and bigger and expands and goes higher and higher into the atmosphere. Because the air is expanding at that level, it gets cooler. So as the air parcel gets cooler, the moisture in it condenses, and this forms that moisture to create water droplets, otherwise known as cloud. So what happens between the bottle and nature is actually pretty similar. Now, not only is water moisture or water vapor in the air naturally, we've also got something else. So let's take a look at that in the third experiment. Naturally in the air, even if it's clean air, we have pollutants. These are tiny dust particles or dirt particles in the air floating around. These actually affect how clouds form. So we're going to simulate that by putting some smoke particles of our own into the bottle. Let's do that now. So we've now filled the bottle with some smoke particles, as you can see. Once again, we need to put some moisture in there to saturate the air. Let's put the cap back on. Like the first two experiments, we'll give the bottle a shake so we get the smoke particles and the moisture into the air. Once again, let's heat that air. And the second temperature change, let's cool down the air. As you can see, we've created a fairly dense cloud inside the bottle. Well, why is this cloud denser than the cloud from experiment 2? Well, when a cloud forms, the water vapor molecules in the air actually cling to the air molecules. Now, these water molecules actually prefer to cling, and cling much better, to pollutant particles such as dust and smoke and dirt. Because they cling better to these particles, they can actually make a denser cloud in air that is more polluted. So now you know why the cloud inside the bottle, when we use smoke particles, is a little bit denser. Okay, so what did we learn today? Well, for a cloud to form, there has to be sufficient moisture in the air. Now, when air is heated, it expands and rises. As the air expands, it then cools down and condenses, and that changes the water vapor into water droplets, which creates our cloud. Finally, the water molecules in the air can actually bond better to pollutants than they can actual air molecules. So next time you look up at the clouds, think about this process and realize that there's a lot going on to make your friendly, fluffy giants in the sky. See you again next time. Bye-bye.